Welcome to the Maura Sweeney podcast. Maura is an international speaker, Huffington Post contributor, and the trademarked ambassador of happiness. In 10 minutes or less, Maura weaves clever anecdotes, insightful questions, and personal stories to challenge your mindsets and enable you to live happier from the inside out. Here's Maura with today's podcast for you.
Do you ever think about your favorite things? Well, if you're on a path to living happy from the inside out, you'll definitely enjoy today's podcast. Today's podcast invites you to think about what your favorite things are in life. Now, you may be listening to this podcast when it first releases, or you may be listening to it at any time of the year. I just happen to be inspired to use this as a question during the Christmas holiday season. Now, if you are listening to this in sort of real time for release, you may be celebrating Hanukkah, you may be celebrating Christmas, you may be celebrating Kwanzaa. If you are a Seinfeld fan, you might even be celebrating Festivus, as well as the oncoming New Year. But the general theme I love to bring into today's podcast is this. During a time of year when everyone is focusing in on a consumerist society and one that is so fueled by anxiety, by rushing, by keeping up, and maybe even keeping up with the Joneses, or all of these external things that signal this is the way we celebrate the holidays, I like to use this time to go within and to ask my own heart and my own soul, what are some of my favorite things that really help me get into the true meaning of this holiday season? And truly, this holiday season is one when people generally are looking to feel better. They're looking to feel better and more at peace with themselves as well as with their fellow man. So I started to think about this one idea. What are some gifts we can give to others as well as to ourselves that exceed those gifts maybe given by money? And here were a few I came up with. The first one being incredibly simple. Do you know one of my favorite things is towels and sheets hot out of the dryer? It was the first thought that came to my mind even yesterday as I was pulling my own towels and sheets out of my dryer and getting ready to make my bed. And I just felt the warmth of them against my body, and I thought, I love this. Surprisingly, warm towels and sheets are one of my favorite things. But let me give you a few others, and maybe you could come up with some of your own. My favorite things include dancing. I love early Motown music. I love giant water slides. I love sitting on a porch or around a table and sharing great stories with friends and family. I love a genuine compliment, a kind word, whether I am the deliverer of it or the recipient or one who's just been observing that taking place between other people. I love the sound of unbridled laughter of little children, whether they're on the street, in the park, or just playing with their cats and dogs. I love watching a suspense movie at home with my husband and daughter. I love big, friendly dogs, mine as well as anyone else's. I love interacting with people on the street, in the post office, at the grocery store, anywhere where we can find commonalities or something that we can smile about. Now, those are some of my favorite things. They are things that touch me and reach me at places of my heart and my soul. And they're places that money and traditional gifts cannot touch. They're actually priceless to me in many ways. Now, I don't know where you are today, but I would love to invite you to think about some of your favorite things. See if, as you think about those things, that not only does your heart feel happier and more robust and even more prosperous from the inside out, but that in thinking of those things, that you become a vessel for bringing the best of the holiday spirit everywhere you go. Well, that's been my thought for you today. But before we leave, let's stay here because there's one more person who wants to share with us what makes them happy from the inside out too. This has been Maura with Maura for You.
Hi, this is Emmitt Muckles from the Billionaire Lifestyle Podcast and blog. I am originally from Detroit, Michigan, and moved to Northwest Indiana, not too far from Chicago. You know what really makes me happy is seeing smiles on people's faces, particularly my family and friends. And there's one sound that I really love, the sound of my family sleeping at night, their gentle breathing. That lets me know that they're safe. And that's what makes me happy.
For more insights on living happy from the inside out, subscribe to this podcast. To learn more about Maura, visit her moraforyou.com website, where you'll find videos, blogs, books, and the Foundations of Happiness self-study e-course. Maura, 4, letter U.com, where Maura is always for you.